Are we rolling? Yes, we are. What's up, guys? It's your boy McKinley Crain here. Today I'm going to be doing a spoiler-free movie review of the movie that I just recently watched earlier today, which was the 2021 horror/thriller film from director M. Night Shyamalan, which was old. Anyway, let's get into it. So, like I said, this is the latest movie from the master of twists and turns himself, M. Night Shyamalan. Well, he's not really like the supreme master, in my opinion, of twists and turns, but he's pretty good at it. This is his latest film, and it blew me away. I was blown away at how good it was. First off, the beach it was filmed on, I swear that beach was beautiful. Like I know where I'm going on vacation in the future. I'm going there. It was just beautiful. It was a beautiful setting for this movie to take place. Yeah, speaking of that beach, so basically, like, this whole movie's plot is that, like, a whole bunch of families end up going to the same private beach. Well, actually, when I said a whole bunch, I meant a few small families end up going to the same private beach together, where they soon start discovering that this ain't no ordinary beach. This is a beach that makes you age really fast. It's a beach that makes you grow old really fast. Grow older really fast. So basically the children, like, the children in this movie start getting older, and they're the ones that primarily age in this movie. Other characters age in this movie too, but the children in this movie are the ones that, like, you know, primarily age and get older and, like, you know, have the most focus on, are like the most focused on when it comes to the aging. And honestly, I know that sounds like a really lame plot, but a really lame story, but it's not. It works in this movie. It works very well. When I first saw a trailer for this movie, I was just like, yeah, that looks good, but it doesn't look great. But boy, was I wrong, because this movie was great. This movie was awesome. It was much better than I expected it to be. And this movie was pretty powerful, in my opinion. And M. Night Shyamalan is pretty good at putting powerful scenes in his movies. Like, you know, there are some pretty powerful scenes in Unbreakable, and there are some powerful scenes in Signs, and there's some powerful scenes in this movie. Some powerful and emotional and just touching scenes. And I know a lot of people that watched this movie didn't really understand those scenes as much as I did, or get as much out of those scenes as I did. They didn't get this movie, in my opinion. They didn't get the deep psychological themes of this movie. Or they just did, and they just didn't like them. They just didn't like the deep psychological themes of this movie. But I did. I found this movie to be very gripping and a very thrilling ride. It wasn't boring at all. It was not boring at all. I mean, the first 30 minutes are a bit slow, but slow in a good way, of course. Anyway, I really enjoyed this film. It was great. It had like a whole bunch of twists and turns towards the end, and they were all great. And the ending of this movie was very satisfying. The ending isn't for everyone. I know a lot of people haven't liked the ending. a lot of people have not liked the ending, and a lot of people that are going to see this movie in the future are probably not going to like the ending of this movie, but I like the ending of this movie. I love the ending of this movie. The ending of this movie is very satisfying in my opinion. And this movie is just great in my opinion. It's great. It's one of the best films of the year. It's one of my favorite horror films of this year. It had a lot of great acting, a lot of great strong acting from every cast member. You know, the characters in this movie just work so well together. This movie kind of reminds me of like a Twilight Zone episode, honestly. Because, like, you know, it feels like, you know, it gives me like kind of Twilight Zone vibes. And that's not a bad thing at all, because I love that show. I love many incarnations of that show. Especially the Rod Serling one. And this movie, like, you know, you can tell it was directed by M. Night Shyamalan. It has a lot of his unique acting and dialogue styles in it, which isn't a bad thing at all. And it has, like, you know, it just has a lot of his, like, unique directing style in it. And there's nothing wrong with that. That actually made this movie better. And this movie had a lot of great character chemistry, especially between the children. Like, the children had the best character chemistry in this movie with each other, especially as they started getting older. And just bonding with each other and just, you know, trying to figure things out. That's where their characters shine the most. Their characters are great in the whole movie, but it's when they're actually growing up on the beach where they shine the most. And this movie is gripping, smart, awesome, powerful. There's nothing wrong with this movie at all. Is it a perfect movie? No. But it's still a really great movie. And one of the best things about this movie is, as the characters get older, like, aging. I love how this movie, like, you know, portrays the psychological effects that aging has on these people. That, like, growing older really fast has on these people. And a lot of it's actually really unpredictable in a good way, and shocking and touching, and there are a lot of like deep psychological themes and metaphors in this movie, and they all work, and I found them all very touching and all very deep in a good way. And I found the special effects in this movie great. I found, like, you know, all the horror elements in this movie great. I found all the intense scenes in this movie great. This is one of my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movies. I mean, I haven't seen all of the M. Night Shyamalan movies, but I've seen quite a few of them. And this is one of my favorites. In my opinion, this is his best film since The Sixth Sense. And it's just a great movie, and I would definitely recommend it. And it's just a blast of a movie. And if you like M. Night Shyamalan films, I can't guarantee that you're going to like this movie, because it's not for everybody. But there's a big chance that you probably will like this movie. And I know that a lot of people don't like this movie. It's got mixed reviews right now from both audiences and critics. But I do believe that in the future, more and more people will start to like this movie. And it'll kind of gain a cult following, because it's a great movie. And it's just a really awesome movie. And I'm going to give this movie an 88% out of 100%, which is the equivalent of an A-. Like, subscribe, join the notification squad. I will return.